How would it feel to have a thriving fitness business and have the freedom to enjoy life at the fullest? Well, that is exactly what the Trainer Revenue Multiplier Show is going to give you. My name is Mathew Park. This is Jaime Filer.
Hey guys.
And we are here to serve. Well, hello everybody. Hope you guys are having a wonderful day. I am with my wonderful co-host over in the south side of the country in Tampa called Jaime Filer, our chief mentor in TRM. How are you, Jaime?
I'm well, Matt. How are you doing?
Wonderful. I am doing just wonderful. We have quite a guest on today, don't we, Jaime?
Oh my gosh. Yeah, we do. What's your nickname for him, Matt? I'm so curious.
I just call him the King because he is the King. He's this guy who's not very tall, but he is a mound of muscle. And he is from the UK. I've known this man for, I think, 14 years. He's just been a man on fire with his business, from winning bodybuilding shows to running federations, to now having a successful gym with 40 trainers in there. TRM leader now. What hasn't he done, Jaime? I don't know what else he hasn't done for.
Isn't he a father? Are you a father too, Leo? Yeah. We
got one and a second on the way. Yeah.
Oh, that's so exciting. Yeah. Okay. All right.
And thanks for boosting my resume there, Matt.
Well, I was trying to figure out what else to say. I was like, your resume is so darn long.
He started by not boosting your height, Leo. So he like talk you up another way.
And can I just quickly say the intro music for this podcast is like the best that I've heard. And it's really just enticing me to get back on stage again. So I definitely appreciate that.
As if you didn't have enough going on, Leo, we should probably plan a comeback for you.
That shirt's kind of tight, Leo. I'm not sure if it might work for the stage, buddy, if you're going to go back on the stage. That kind of fits the overall physique of yours quite well.
You sent the extra small again, didn't you?
Yeah. Well, it was in the dryer for a bit. You know what I mean? So
That's it. It was tumbling.
So, Jaime, we got kind of a cool topic with this man over here today. You know, he's obviously gone through some unique experiences the last almost 2 years, about a year and a half right now. He is from Calgary, Alberta, has a gym in Calgary, Alberta now for, I guess you've evolved the gym, Leo, over the last 10 years from, you know, smaller gym to now like an 8,000 square foot location now. Like, it's really evolved, eh?
Yeah, so I mean, from the beginning, it was, I think I started online coaching in 2012. So that's where King's Fitness was kind of born. And then in 2015, we actually started with a brick and mortar, just like a little 1,600 square foot facility, just some personal training. And then right now we're in, an 8,000 square foot facility. We've got almost 500 members and almost 40 contract trainers. So yeah, it's been quite the 5-6 years for sure.
I love it. And I was telling James before the actual thing there, Leo, that actually you had actually thrived through 3 gym lockdowns, which is unheard of. Obviously not through COVID, but like you went through 3 and still thrived.
Yeah. So yeah, like when COVID first hit, it was kind of one of those things that came upon us, and no one really thought it was really happening. And then suddenly it was like, we're shut down, right? And it's like, what the heck? They can't shut down gyms. They can't shut down businesses and stuff like that. So once it all kind of settled in, we were like, okay, how are we going to get through this, right? So my big mindset shift was I just really wanted to focus on improving the gym and the facility, so that when we did reopen, we were the trainers, the clients, the members, when they did come back to the gym, the experience would be even better than before, right? So that's kind of been my whole mindset this whole time, is just, again, taking care of everyone else first. And when we reopened, every single time we've seen a 15 to 30% jump in new members. We've got new trainers every single time. And so I've kind of stuck with that philosophy. And yeah, so it didn't just happen the once, it happened 3 times. And each time was, 10 to 12 weeks. So it's been a journey this whole year, but we've definitely come out the other side in a much better position than before.
Wow. Jamie, want to share any questions for Leo you want to go on?
Yeah, I have a ton of questions for Leo. My first one goes to, I guess, even before COVID started, what is the kind of culture that you created at King's Fitness that you could come back from 3 different shutdowns for 3 months at a time and still end up with 500 members?
So community first, right? We've set up an environment that's, you know, a place that people feel safe and comfortable to train in, and those who want to improve no matter what area of the of fitness that they're in. So whether, again, they're the everyday gym goer or the elite powerlifter or CrossFitter, we've kind of created this community and culture where they all come together and everyone kind of helps each other out. Everyone's super interested in each other's journey and story. And I think when you come from that sort of the community base, people want to support you, right? They understand what you're going to be going through. So one of the things that we did do is we, you know, optionally, everyone was in a different position, but we're like, hey, you know, this is going on. You know, if you want, you know, we can freeze your memberships or we can keep it active. Let me know what you would like to do. So that was one of the first things we did. And so that I knew that there was enough support there that we would be able to open up on the other side. And so I'm very grateful for that.
Was there ever a doubt in your mind that it wouldn't work? Like after the second shutdown, were you like, this is going to be the one that gets me?
No, I think after, like, as soon as we got through that first 2 weeks of the very first one, I knew that we could get through anything. Honestly, it didn't even cross my mind after that. So, and from a second kind of shifting standpoint, it was actually nice to take a step back, review all of our systems. So I was making improvements on the back end, systematizing a lot more things with regards to emails, reaching out to people and all of that kind of stuff. And it allowed more time to spend time with my family as well. So I had my son was like 6 to 8 months old in the first one. So rarely in anyone's life do they actually get to spend a long period of time with such a young of their kids, especially from the father's side typically. So I was just really then just taking a step and allowing me time with family.
Interesting. So how are you able to, Leo, to actually keep your trainers involved in that process? Like obviously keep them, you know, still excited about Kings and like keep them involved in their process. Like what were you doing there to keep your team intact during these 3 lockdowns or 3 shutdowns?
Just a lot of communication. There was some, you know, I was trying to stay on top of any sort of government grants and incentives and programs, stuff like that. So I was definitely just keeping them informed and just to, you know, make sure that they were going to get through onto the other end. You know, obviously, if they ever needed any advice on any like switching to some online training or doing other things that they could still generate some revenue, I was helping them out there. And allowing them to still use the facility for Zoom sessions, online stuff, and allowing themselves to, you know, still work out, because that was a lot of the issue, was this mental health, you know, depression standpoint that a lot of people are in. And so, you know, allowing them to still use the facility for themselves personally.
You know, from a more like a mental standpoint and like mental toughness standpoint, when you first, you had mentioned before, kind of mentioned before how you got through things, but on the third time it kind of happened, the third time, were you almost in a place where like you almost knew exactly what to do, what to expect? Because obviously it made you better as a gym, right? Better as a team, as a culture.
Yeah, we just almost did the same. Once we found out what worked, we just rinsed and repeated it, right? So the other thing we did for our members as well is we rented equipment to them, which a lot of other gyms didn't do. Because again, once you've got that community, you've got this trust aspect to begin with, right? So we rented basically all our equipment out. to our members and clients, so that one, they could still, stay active, stay strong. And they were happy to support the gym even more because of that, because again, you couldn't find gym equipment anywhere, right? And they also, it was allowing them to build more faith into you and to our community and King's Fitness as a whole, in just being able to trust them. So we kind of did that every time. Yeah.
Did any part of your business go online, Leo? Like, did you let your trainers train clients online? Do you guys do Zoom virtual boot camps or something?
Yeah, so we all went online. Most people went online for the most part. And again, we allowed them to use the space in here to use it if they needed, because again, they still typically needed access to some sort of space and or equipment. So everyone did kind of pivot to online, went onto Zoom training sessions and stuff like that. I have my online coaching. I'm mainly focused on nutritional coaching and flexible dieting sort of stuff. And so I kind of ramped up that side of my business. And again, most of it's just to keep serving our members and clients so that they could still stay engaged and again, still stay in a good, healthy spot. So they did return on the other side.
Interesting. So I'm kind of curious, like, with Kings, and obviously, one thing I noticed with your gym, obviously, is you have a lot of contract trainers actually in your gym, which actually is kind of a unique concept that you've built with almost 40 coaches, full-time, part-time, like a mix of, different kind of coaches you have in your business model. How do you compare in like that model compared to, like, say, for example, all those coaches are underneath your brand only? You know what I mean? Like, say, an employee-based model. Like, what is that you found for you kind of been a benefit for you, do you think, or overall, or do you like that model in general?
For me, I wanted to provide a platform for trainers to build their own business on, right? Gotcha. I feel that if the trainers do well, right, they're marketing themselves, they're bringing their own business. All the trainers do well, and I can help them, we're going to do better as a whole and as a business itself, right? So I'm kind of on that, if you succeed, we all succeed kind of mentality. And I like the idea of freedom as well, from to express their own training sort of styles or models and stuff like that, right? Versus having just like it's this way or it's no way kind of mentality, right? So and I definitely think the trainers themselves like that, and allow them to thrive on their own and be rewarded for it too.
Go ahead, Matt.
Question for you, Jaime.
Yeah.
So I'm curious, like when you look at almost Leo's business model right now, obviously you're a systems machine when it comes to TRM and like your specialty and so forth. How important do you believe that would be for, Leo's gym, Leo's process, obviously Leo's team?
I guess I'm kind of two minds. The first one would be, which was actually going to be my question, is do you ever plan on franchising? Like, will there be a second location of King's Fitness somewhere at some point?
I'm kind of close to the fork in the road, right? It's like, I still have a vision of having, I still think one amazing location with more services, more space, more just bigger and better of slightly everything. And I have been like approached, and people have asked about kind of again multiplying the King's Fitness brand in 2 different areas of the city. So I'm in that kind of a position where it is going to be this fork in the road, and I haven't quite made up my decision yet. But I still feel like this place can improve that much more, and it's kind of where I'm leading towards.
So Matt, my answer is now different based on the fact that Leo doesn't necessarily want a second location. Like, if he did, then to me, systems would be imperative, because he would literally need to replicate himself and be in 2 places at once. Because I know Leo likes Like the fact that he's sitting in his office right now tells me that he's a hands-on guy, because it's still what? It's like 9:45 where you guys are right now? Right.
Yeah.
So while he could step away, he's choosing to be in his business. The other thing is that because his trainers are not employees, there doesn't necessarily need to be an SOP, a standard operating procedure. If every individual was an employee, then they'd all train the King's Fitness way, which is its own system. They'd all be onboarded the same way. But instead, Leo gets rent, or he gets a certain amount per hour, however his financial arrangement is. The systems are not imperative. So until he has mini Kings, or until he establishes like a second location, I don't believe systems are necessary for him right now.
I like that. I think I'll write off of that too, Jamie, as well. I think that obviously, Leo, with your gym right now, I think the SOPs, like Jamie's exactly right, almost goes back to like almost like a center process, just for basically your contract trainers, more of like rules, regulations, and so forth, right? But I think one thing that when we chatted about almost like a year ago, you had nobody in the front desk yet for your business yet. It was almost like still kind of you doing all the like Jamie mentioned, more of a hands-on model. But as of right now, do you have somebody kind of giving you a gym, kind of like take things off of your head a bit too?
Yeah. So, I mean, we've been able to basically, grow up to almost, $50K a month on just keeping things simple, right? Not needing any real employees or anything like that. So that was one of the most recent things we have done is we have someone at the front desk, and that's the point of contact to be able to sign up members and do some cleaning stuff and all of that. And then for the rest of it, I pretty much delegate out to subcontractors or whatever, right? Whether it's cleaning stuff or whatever you really need. So, but that has taken a ton of weight off my shoulders. Just being able to have someone else here, if anyone reaches out, is just, direct them here at this time kind of thing, right? So that is freed up effectively probably 10 hours a week, right? And I'm here mostly because I love being at the gym and I love being around the people that are here. But I'm also making sure that a couple of times a week now I'm making sure I'm out the gym playing golf and doing some other things just to kind of take my foot off a little bit. But I've also found that the systems that we do have in place, all the membership signups are done online. People just do it straight from their phone. You don't even need to come into the gym. They get an access code emailed to them. Then they come in for their first workout. If they need to schedule a tour, okay, now I've got that front desk person to help out. It's super slick and hands off on my end that I really don't have to do any real work above and beyond just kind of real light stuff. So. Mm-hmm.
So when it comes to actual tactics, okay, so let's say actual tactics right now that you do in your gym that, continue to keep it growing and evolving and keeping your culture intact. What specifically do you do, Leo, like on a weekly or daily basis? I'm kind of curious your actual methods.
So, I mean, there's day-to-day and week-to-week stuff. I wouldn't say there's a whole lot. Like we have a system that does reach out to members and stuff like that, make sure everything's going well. We do have a newsletter that goes out, which again I do on my end, but again I can outsource it. But I think the big things are community-driven stuff. So again, organizing barbecue events, Christmas parties. We try and get people outside of the gym to kind of hang out and hey, this option's here and just have fun with it. Because I think that's, like people are so stressed with work and everything else they have going on with their life, families, et cetera, et cetera. Usually the gym time is actually their way of de-stressing and kind of decompressing and stuff like that. And it's also an outlet for a lot of people. So if I can kind of extend that and give them more opportunities to kind of get together and socialize outside of the gym and just have some fun, then I think everyone's just health and well-being will be that much greater. And again, we've really grown organically. I've never paid a cent for any online marketing stuff, Instagram, Facebook. Everything's either Google, we do really good there, but word of mouth, absolutely, right? So again, the more people that the more you can show, the members that you're doing stuff for them in particular, the first thing they're going to do is tell 3 people, right? So I really try and focus on them first, and just allow them to grow, or us to grow that way.
What was something you told yourself, Leo? Because obviously we're not getting political, but any number of things could happen and gyms could shut down again, be it a second wave of COVID or something else, maybe a whole new pandemic in 2022. What was like a mantra or an affirmation or something you woke up and told yourself to like remind yourself that it was going to be okay?
Just every day that we're surrounded by the most amazing people, and we're here to serve them, and they will, and they support us in return, right? So I just really come back to the people that we are around, and again, I just really confident in the people that we have around here and the community we've built, that they are here for the long run as well as I am here for them too, right?
Interesting.
The other thing, and I mean, this is just a totally, you bring up again, and potentially in a lockdown and all of this kind of stuff, right? And I think this can be applied to, if you've got all your eggs in one basket, it is important to diversify in and around, right? So, an online coach, maybe, maybe they're doing really well, but they get sick, or maybe online coaching is suddenly removed and it's been taken over by something else, right? So the importance of not having all your wealth in one nest egg, right? And being able to diversify either in other businesses outside, or, whether it's getting into real estate or investments and stuff like that. I really suggest those listening, online coaches, personal trainers, to start thinking of doing things outside of what they're currently doing, because that may not be a thing in the future, right? And again, we've just experienced it a whole bunch here with gyms in lockdown and personal training stopping and stuff like that. And, sometimes you can pivot, but not always as well, right? So, and I that can be a whole different podcast in itself. But I just like to, just kind of say that to those that are listening.
I like that.
Jamie has experience there. You want to share, Jamie?
Yeah, 100%. I think so. Studies have been done, and I actually just heard this on a mindset podcast today. Studies have been done with the US specifically population, and they said that after you clear $75,000, so after taxes, 75 grand, money stops being a motivator. So, once and Matt, you teach the TRM people at a certain point, once you've been through TRM, you should be making much more than 75 a year. So it's no longer about how much can I clear. It's about how many different fingers can I get my pie into? It's about how many different ways can I impact people? Because real estate is amazing and mutual funds are fantastic, but what else can I do for people? Maybe I'll have more time to volunteer and work at the food bank or at the Humane Society or something else. So, I think Leo's absolutely right. And then once you can start making your money work for you rather than you working for your money, it frees up your spare time to go do stuff that sets your soul on fire.
Well, that's a great answer. Yeah. That's actually a whole different topic now on the podcast.
100%.
Leo kind of opened up the can here, man.
No, and it's definitely something that I've been passionate about for sure, is just, the trainers that we have going here is being able to set them up for that kind of path as well, right? And again, you're exactly right there, Jamie, being able to set yourself up with time freedom, right? So to be able to help more people, right? And you don't have to stress about, the financial side of things.
Totally. Yeah.
Well, ironically, that's kind of why right now I'm in the Valley right now with the family in Acadia Valley for the next few days. And like, it's funny. It's so cheap to be here right now. There's like no cost to be in Acadia Valley. I could live here for like $1,000 a month for Pete's sake. And, but the kids can go out on the road and not even worry about the cars coming by. That's a cool part. Like that's the kind of, for whether it's investing in real estate or whether it's, you mentioned freedom, Leo, and even with Jamie, like you're traveling with your wife, like every month somewhere, you guys are doing these little mini vacations. And that's really what it's all about, is that, impact with people or with people where you actually can have memories, and experiences that actually allow you to, enjoy and grow. I love it. So rounding off our show today, guys, is there any last thoughts, Jaime, you want to share or with Leo on this mindset tactical topic, or just in general,
I mean,
half an hour you want to share.
Listen, not that I'm in any position to give like Leo King advice, because he makes 50 grand a month and he's absolutely killing it. But Leo, you have like one of the biggest hearts of anyone we've ever had come through the TRM group, of anyone I've ever met. And you're Canadian, so you're polite as crap. Where this is going is that, if I may, I think you should open up a second location, because I think the other side of where you are needs another King's Fitness. You have created such an incredible culture. I think it is almost selfish to keep it to that one location, because the other side of the province, or the other side of, if you're in rural, then you need an urban location, and vice versa. But I think more people need the culture of King's Fitness in their life.
Well, coming from you, Jaime, I definitely appreciate it, and that's why I'm, working with you two and everyone else around, right? So, give each other the confidence to be able to, take that leap, right? So,
For sure.
You'll wait. We'll come next call, and Leo will be like, "Yeah, guys,
I bought real estate. Yep, it happened.
Yeah, guys. So we have a second location coming in here in a month from now." Yeah, you see it happening.
Love it.
Last thoughts, Leo?
Yeah, no, but I just think, just to harp on that a little bit more. But I think if you, those who do come from a true place of just helping others, they're always going to be further ahead than where they started, right? So I think, help others, give a ton of value, and everything else around you will be taken care of.
There you have it.
I like that.
Filer, King, awesome episode, guys. Love it, guys. Looking forward to having this out to the public to actually listen to more of these gold gems. We'll have you back, Leo, again for some more, gold nuggets down the pipeline for sure, buddy. You can guarantee you that.
Awesome. I'm looking forward to it.
When the second location goes up, right?
Okay. I gotta get working.
All right, guys. Thanks to have you guys on the podcast. Appreciate you guys being here, and we'll look forward to having our next guest next week with Leo King. It was a pleasure. Jaime, as always a pleasure with you, my dear, and we'll see you all next week.